cycle farm, which is probably what you're most interested in since you're adopting a calf. We take really good care of our calves right after they're born. They're put in an individual hutch. Evan likes to call it their individual hotel room. I, as a mom, like to talk about it like if they each have their own crib. And that's important here so that they don't share colds and germs, but they're really taken care of. And they can each get their own diet. They each get milk and water and grain, depending on how far they are in their life cycle process. And sometimes hay as they get older. We feed them pasteurized milk, which means we take the milk that our cows produce and we heat it up to a really high temperature to make sure that there's no bugs or anything in it, and then we feed it directly to our calves. So they are getting exactly what little humans get. They're getting their mom's milk, and they also get colostrum right away, and that's right when they're born. The first milk they get is super, super important because it has tons of vitamins and minerals and things that they need to get off to a strong start. So the calves are one of our very favorite things here at our farm because they're cute and cuddly and fun, and we just love to spend time out here with them.
So the gator, this tank has all the milk in it, and we can pick whether we're feeding the calves 2 quarts of milk, 3 quarts of milk, or 1 gallon of milk. So these guys are a little bit older, and they're all getting 1 gallon right now.
Okay, so these are our wean calves. So after they go out of the hutches, they get mostly hay, like this, grain, water-based diet. So here's some of the hay they get. I would show you the grain, but they're really fast to eat that. And their water bucket is right over there. I have another one right there. And so they are it's called wean after they come out of the hutches, and wean just means that they don't get any more milk.
Here we are at a heifer farm at Brey Farm. Behind me you'll see what we call our teenagers. They are your animals that are out of the hutches. They're weaned, which means that they don't have milk anymore, but they haven't had a baby yet, so they're not a full-fledged cow because you have to have had a baby to produce milk to be a full-fledged cow. So here, they hang out over here at our heifer farm, which for us is closer to Lake Michigan, which is cooler and breezier. So they have a really nice location over here, and they're fed a nice diet. You'll see here they've got plenty of feed that is mixed in the same way that the animal feed is mixed for the cows. And we keep them over here until they're ready to have a baby, and they move back to the other farm. So the girls that are out on pasture are typically those that are going to calve pretty soon. They're either our dry cows that will either calve on pasture or they will calve in the maternity pack. So as you can see here, our girls are pretty friendly. They like to come snoop out what's happening when someone comes out that is interesting. So this is what we call our back scratcher. It's actually a used street sweeper that we put concrete in to stand in one spot, and the cows just love to come out here and scratch and get a good scratch on the back, or like this cow was just doing was on the neck.
Hi, I'm here at the parlor. You can see how he is wiping off all the teats. He puts, you see all these yellow things and those things in the cups. He puts them on the teats to make sure all the bacteria is off, and knows that it's got iodine in it and stuff. And then he puts those things on, and he's holding his hand, and that sucks all the milk. It goes through the pipes, all tape, which you'll see later.
Right now you'll actually watch them walk by. So here they are, walking back out to their stalls. Every time they're milked, they get to walk back nice and leisurely, as you see here, back to their stalls where they have fresh sand, plenty of feed, plenty of water. So we just basically got what felt like it was a massage. They got milked out and they walked past. Our cows are milked 3 times a day here. So this little parlor is milking about 24 hours a day. So we are very thankful for all of our awesome employees and friends and family who make this place go 24 hours a day. So here we are in our milk house. What happens when the milk leaves the parlor, which you saw earlier, is it travels through stainless steel pipes and comes into something like this, which you see is a bulk tank. We happen to have 2 of them on our farm. This is a stainless steel contraption that helps cool the milk, helps it stay at a really good temperature, and we mix it continually until our milk hauler comes to take it to the cheese plant. Our milk is picked up every single day by our milk hauler and made into yummy, yummy cheese. And sometimes we even get that fresh cheese back on the truck so that we can enjoy it. The milk from all dairy farms is never touched by human hands. It goes through stainless steel pipes that we clean in between each milking. And we're very, very careful about all the cleanliness so that when it gets to your plate, it's yummy.
What you're seeing is the inside of the bulk tank. This is our smaller bulk tank. You're seeing the inside of our smaller bulk tank where all the milk is held.
So here we are in our mature cow pen, which means your milking cows, like your old cows that have already had a baby. So here they are. We have 6 big groups of these pens, which are about 100 each. So it's like having a class, like a grade in school. So we have 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds, which is like 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and they all stay together. And then when they're in here, it's kind of like they're at recess. They have plenty of sand to lay on, and they just can kind of enjoy their time together. And then they have this awesome feed. So every time they come back to the milking parlor, they have great feed and plenty of water. They walk down there 3 times a day, like walking to lunch or walking to recess, and then they come back and hang out together. And they're really comfortable.
This is stuff. It's fresh. It just came out of the field, and we dump it, and then we put some bunker plastic on it and tires on it. And it's like when you put the leftovers in the fridge, you put it on a put it in like a plastic bag or in a Tupperware, and you put it in the fridge, and that helps the oxygen get out so it does not mold. That's kind of what we do here. This thing here is so we take the feed in these really big trucks and we dump it onto this pile, and then these are called packers, and they have those big plows on the front and they pack it all down, so there's a lot of room. And we make all of the food for our farm, so we're kind of busy. And what we do is we have to harvest all of it in the summer and the fall. But when it comes around time in the winter, we have to store it in the fall and summer. So when it comes time for the winter, we have it. So we pack it down, and then if you look on this side of me, you see this big pile of tires. There's plastic on top of that, and there's tires to hold the plastic down, and under that is basically this, and we store that for once this is covered up, we'll use that stuff, and then we'll use that stuff in the winter. So, this is what it looks like when it's not when it has not been fermented, and that's like the top stuff. So this hasn't been fermented because
Kind of crusty.
it's kind of crusty and greener. And when you come over here, it's like it's softer and warmer, and it's brown, and it's like
Easier to chew.
It's easier to chew, and it might look like poop and not something you want to eat, but for the cows, it tastes way better than this. So what you see behind me is our mixer, big blue thing, and we put a bunch of ingredients from the bunker in it, and mixes up, like you mix the chocolate chip cookies and stuff, like if you bake them or something, and then instead of baking the batter, we put it out this tube in the piles, and then they eat the pile. Okay. So we have this because the cows don't have ants, so they can't take the vitamins from the minerals to the sweet treats. So we just give it all in one like a casserole, and they just get this nice, good stuff that they enjoy because it tastes good, it's healthy for them, and it makes them produce more milk for us.